first success and failure of a small city garden in the UK. I'm going to explain in this video how I've had a little success and quite a big failure already in the season before it started. These are chard plants which I left from last year, and you'll notice over winter they've grown back. It's only April now, mid-April, and these have grown back. So we're actually getting a harvest of chard, which would be a nice fresh addition. This is only one of them. You'll see I've got a few of these plants, and this container will get quite full by the end of this. I still leave a few leaves behind just so that they can grow back. And the main area to focus on here is get the good ones and leave some behind. And that will actually put you in a good position to keep picking these. And that is going to be a good addition to any salad, really. These are chard plants, and they take a little bit of time to set up and grow. But once they're in their growing phase, they are actually quite prolific, so they keep coming back, providing they don't go to seed. And they only go to seed if it gets really hot. So I'm cutting off the extra bits here, and there's a bit of damage there, slug damage, quite early on. So it's interesting that slugs are out this early. There's a little foxglove going there, so we're going to keep that. Here's the others. Remember this piece of the garden where I grew? These have gone really nicely big. So while I can, I'm going to take the plants off them and keep these to one side. We're going to use these for like a salad mix maybe. So you'll see there's quite a lot of early success here. A nice plate full of salad. And considering prices at the moment, it's very expensive for just veggies. So if you had this already growing, or I doubled up on these last year, that's a little tip for next time. When the season's over, just scatter some chard seeds around everywhere, and those should be good for you. I did scatter some broccoli and kale seeds as well, which have gone to seed. However, that was intentional because I wanted some early flowers for bees to be attracted for our plum tree flowers, which come on quite early, and there don't seem to be any other flowers at this time of year. So again, this is not a massive garden. Consider this in terms of the space I'm using. There's like maybe a 2 foot by 6 foot area that I've put compost in over the years, and this is all homegrown compost. As you can see, the chards growing quite nicely. I'll show you a little view of all the chards so you can see how much is there. And once it's washed and cleaned, it's actually going to be a nice addition to any fruit salad, or even a salad sandwich maybe, with some cheese and, well, I don't know, we'll have to think about that. So you'll see there's multiple plants here, and they're nice and lush and green. As long as it's cool weather, these grow very nicely, and it's actually a great addition to keep you going. There is a failure coming as well, so keep your eyes tuned for the failure, and I'll explain about that. So again, I'm not taking all the plant leaves. I'm leaving something behind to carry on growing. So you'll see that's overflowing now, and that's a nice selection to keep us going. So I'm quite happy with that. I'm pleased that we've had a nice little early success. Normally it's radishes at this time of year. However, let's go on to the failure now, shall we? So I've noticed that my heuchera plant, there seems to be something going on here. These were prolific and really nice last year, and they grew long stems, and the leaves are purpley color and very nice. And actually I've noticed that the roots have been eaten. So this is a common thing that happens with these, and there's normally grubs in the soil that will eat the root and kill the plant off. At this time it should have been getting ready to flower. So you'll see it's actually annihilated this whole entire plant. And there was, if you remember my last video I split up heucheras. So luckily I did already plan for this, so keep that in mind and plan for this type of situation. I already took a small plant out and planted it separately, which you can see is healthy here, and it's growing nicely, and it's just about looking like it's going to be flowering. So that's something to keep an eye on, and definitely keep that in mind. So here's a healthy plant. However, going back to the soil, I noticed these little grubs are what's causing the problem. So I just tipped this entire compost, this soil out into a compost, and let that just sort itself out. So next year we'll have some fresh compost. I'll wash out this tower that I grew them in, this pedestal tower, and keep it clean and put fresh soil in and start growing something else. So quick review of the overview of this year. Check out the other video to see how things are going.